Well, a very good evening to you and welcome to Ibru Primetime News. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. We do have a lot in store for you for the next 30 minutes in this segment. But first things first, let's get the headlines of tonight. Let's get our house in order. DP Ruto urges Jubilee members to forego criticizing the works of the government. Third term delay. Schools may not open for third term as earlier scheduled due to a clash of dates between their calendar and the upcoming population census. Tanzania toss Kenya out. Harambee Stars knocked out of CHAN qualifiers after losing 4-1 to Tanzania in a post-match penalty shootout. Good evening once more. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim and our sign language interpreter at the bottom end of your screen is Joyce Wairimu. Now we do begin this coverage with some breaking news where President Uhuru Kenyatta this afternoon at State House Nairobi received the report of the tribunal investigation of Supreme Court Justice Jackton Ojwang. In its finding, the tribunal stated that the evidence presented against Justice Ojwang did not meet the threshold to warrant the removal from the bench and declared the judge innocent of all the 4 allegations leveled against him. The investigations into the conduct of Justice Ojwang was initiated in response to the request by the Judicial Service Commission made on 19th March this year. Now to some political news where Deputy President William Ruto has asked leaders in the Jubilee camp to avoid divisive politics meant to derail the implementation of President Uhuru Kenyatta's Big Four agenda. The DP, while presiding over a church harambee in Murang'a County, reiterated that the Jubilee Party is intact and no form of political propaganda shall deter it from achieving its goal. Jeff Khaemba with the rest of the details.
After receiving a bitter appeal from the head of state Uhuru Kenyatta over constant politics in the country, political gimmicks from both Kieleweke and Tangatanga team seems to have gone to its deathbed. Deputy President William Ruto, while in Murang'a County for a church function, continued with his clarion call to the Jubilee leaders in uniting together for the sake of development.
Safari hii tunataka tutembee pamoja. Mimi nataka niwaulize wa Kenya, hasa wana Jubilee, tuachane na siasa ya mirengo, tuachane na siasa ya ugomvi. Sisi wote ni team moja.
For the past months, Team Kieleweke and Tangatanga have been engaging in a political jar, putting the survival of the once vibrant Jubilee Party at stake. According to Deputy President William Ruto, he will continue spearheading the implementation of the Jubilee Manifesto across the country to secure President Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy.
Sisi wote tuungane ndio tuweze kutekeleza yale mambo Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta kama rais wetu aliahidi wananchi wa Kenya ili Kenya yetu hii iweze kubadilika.
During a church function at St. Mary's Catholic Church in Kiharu, the Deputy President William Ruto was accompanied by a host of several members of parliament. The leaders at the function vowed to work together to battle out the various challenges facing the Kenyans.
Nataka mjue sisi hatutatoka nyuma yenu. Na mjue wakati mwingine tukimwangalia tunaona kama kuna shida ambaye imeingia na unajua ukiingia kwa nyumba baba na mama na watoto wachapane, wale wanaumia ni watoto.
Kama mtu hataki kupeana, wacha akae na mkono yake ya birika. Lakini mwenye ambaye anataka kupeana na kusaidia kanisa, kwa vile Mungu amemjalia kama naibu wa rais, aendelee kufanya hivyo.
Kiongozi wetu Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta alisema miaka 10 yake na miaka 10 ya naibu wa rais.
Hapa katika Central Kenya tunatabua dume wawili. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta president na Deputy William Ruto, kwisha maneno.
Mkiona amefika hapa, amelete maendeleo, si ndio? Watu wa Murang'a tumeshikana, barabara ndio hiyo na hatutoki hapo
The shaky Jubilee Party is trying as much as possible to gain its vibrancy, following the allegations of a fallout between DP Ruto and President Uhuru Kenyatta. Major cracks in the Jubilee Party began after the March 2018 handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and the ODM leader Raila Odinga. The rift has flooded further over the war on corruption, with some of Ruto's lieutenants saying it is targeting him. Reporting for Ebro TV, I'm Jeff Khaemba.
Now, politics didn't stop right there. What I mean, Justice Mumbi Ngugi's judgment continues to elicit reaction in the country as Senator Michael Mbito of Trans Nzoia County now wants the DCI to investigate the conduct of Governor Patrick Khaemba. Elsewhere, leaders have warned John Mbadi's motion to cap church donation and vowing that the bill will not see the light of day. Senator Michael Mbito urges the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to investigate into the alleged corrupt dealings the governor of the county engages in. The senator wants Governor Patrick Khaemba to be axed like his fallen brethren, namely Samburu Governor Moses Lennon Kulal and recently Baba Yao Kiambu Governor Ferdinand Waititu.
Ukiingia ofisi yake amejaza watu wake tu wa jamii yake. Na ile kazi inaendelea huko, ni ya ufisadi peke yake.
This follows Justice Mumbi Ngugi's ruling that has elicited mixed reactions, especially in the circles of the governors, where their deputies can take over if they are charged with any corrupt dealings. The senator has vowed the county head is next in line, and he even urged Deputy Governor Dr. Stanley Kenei Tarus to prepare himself to oversee the administration duties in the county.
Aulize, Governor wa Kiambu wako wapi? Governor wa Samburu wako wapi? Ako nafuata. Na mimi nashukuru kwamba Deputy Governor yuko hapa leo, namwambia ajitayarishe kazi.
Elsewhere, leaders have warned the minority leader John Mbadi in his escapades over a motion to cap church donations. This has been a bone of contention, with many arguing that it targets the Tanga Tanga faithfuls, and they have reiterated that they will continue to donate in churches.
Juzi huyu mtu ametuma mtu yake anaitwa John Mbadi ati alete mjadala kwa bunge atukusimamisha harambee za kanisa iwekwe kiwango ya chini. Tunamwambia alete hiyo mswada, tutaangusha asubuhi by saa 3 ipotee.
This comes even as the political terrain continues to shape up ahead of the 2022 polls, with various leaders and parties positioning themselves ahead of the polls. This comes hot on the heels of the deputy president who shocked the country by building his own church at his current home. Finally, leaders from Ukambani have rebuked the Punguza Mizigo initiative led by Dr. Ekuru Okot of Third Way Alliance, the leader alluding to a hidden agenda by Jubilee members with this bill. This even as the Building Bridge initiative are set to launch their report.
The Punguza Mizigo initiative, it is funded by a disgusted wing of Jubilee.
Now to education matters, where schools may not open for the third term as earlier scheduled due to a clash of dates between their calendar and the upcoming population census. This follows a request by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics to have the Education Ministry vary the calendar to give ample time for the upcoming census.
The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics have called upon the Education Ministry to review their calendar in fear that most people will miss out on the important exercise conducted every 10 years in the country, since many parents, learners and teachers will be traveling on the weekend of August 24th, the census night, in readiness for the third term. The Bureau has written to Cabinet Secretary George Magoha asking him to consider changing the opening date from August 27th to September 2nd, since the enumeration runs for 1 week. The Director General of the Bureau, Zachary Mwangi, said having the two major events at the same time will greatly affect the final data, as many will not only miss out but also cases of double entries may be higher. With the data from the ministry indicating that there are 8.8 million and 2.6 learners in primary schools and secondary schools respectively, the Bureau says the dent of the count could be huge if one was to factor in the sheer number of parents who will likely accompany some of them to school, with the possibility of being left out. Professor Magoha was said not to be keen on the request, with sources at the ministry saying that the changes will end up eating into the term dates and eventually affecting the administration of national exams later in the year. The data collection is expected to continue for a period of 7 days till the end of August 31st, and that all the information provided will be in reference to the night of August 24th and 25th. In the event that the ministry stands its ground, KNBS intends to deploy enumerators to schools to enlist those who may have missed out. Military barracks, convents, prisons, inpatient hospitals, and people in transit will also be taken care of. Enumerators will equally be posted at bus stops and social joints. Already, some 164,700 staff are undergoing training in preparation for the work. The training began on July 15th after the Bureau recruited 2,700 ICT supervisors, 27,000 content supervisors, and 135,000 enumerators for the population count. Busara Naman for Ebru TV.
Thank you, Busara Naman, for that piece. Now, this takes us to our special feature this evening. They were impregnated at the age of 14 years just after FGM. Josephine Kisanya, 14 years, and Diana Ribbo of 16 years are forced to become mothers before the age of 18 years. Their education hindered as the perpetrators go into exile in the neighboring country of Tanzania. Despite health concerns and laws against child marriage, the practice remains widespread. And our very own Odi Francis took time in Migori Kuria's community to find out what lies behind the rooted female genital mutilation and child marriage. Have a look.
After the detrimental nature of female genital mutilation and cutting, they are seen mature and ready for marriage. Despite FGM being illegalized in Kenya, Kuria still cling to this vice. In this community of Kuria, FGM is seen as a sign of readiness and generally occur between the ages of 9 and 17 years. Meet Josephine, a 14-year-old girl, now with a 2-month baby, had to leave schooling at the age of 14.
14 years. Sikuwa na matarajio ya kupata mtoto. Vile mama wangu alikufa ni shida ilisababisha hadi nikajiingiza kwa mahusiano nikiwa mtoto.
In the same village, I find Diana, a 16-year-old, but got her daughter when she was 14 years.
Mimi nilikuwa mwanafunzi kwa somo Ikerege secondary kwa form 2. Sasa nilikuwa na boyfriend kanipa mimba, baadaye akatoroka akaniacha.
Poverty occupying the reasons behind early marriage in Kuria. Some are behavioral.
Mzee akasema hizi ishi kwa mira yetu siwezi jifungulia nyumbani. Mzee akasema mimi na mama yangu tutoke tuende. Yeye mwenye alinipatia mimba, twende tuishi na yeye, nilitaka niwe mwanamke. Mama yangu alikufa. Ndipo nilianza. Aliniambia kwa atakuwa ananisaidia kama hata nimetuma pesa.
Ni wengi, mashirika ni mengi yanakuja kwamba yanapigania haki ya mtoto msichana kuhusu FGM. Lakini ikifika wakati ni kama ni biashara imekuwa, wanapotelea mitini. Wale ambao tunajitolea, tunaambiwa kwamba wacha wangangane, wakishika kamba ya kukufa, wacha waende mbele.
Josephine's father explains how he found out that his daughter got pregnant.
Saa zingine nakuta bado anazinzia na muamsha saa hizi ni saa ngapi uende. Baada ya muda kama huo ndio nikagundua na muda imeshaenda kitu kama miezi mingapi? 7 hivi. Na akikula naona ananenepa. Nikasema kwani sima ndio inafanyaga huyu ananenepa hivyo. Kaanza kupiga mahesabu ya kizee, nikasema huyu mtoto kuna wakati alikuwa mtundu. Aonekani hapa. Kwenda kuni muda mrefu. Maji muda mrefu.
With the burden he has after his wife died last year, his daughter's case has brought him to depression.
Nilikuwa nikilalaka tu saa zingine nasikia malaria, naenda hospitali. Daktari ananiambia tulize tu ubongo, ni mawazo. Mama yake hayupo. Sasa atarudije shuleni? Na atalea namna gani? Na vitu vya kutumikia vitatoka wapi? Mtoto anahitaji kula, anahitaji yeye mwenyewe ale, anahitaji avae, mavalio yatatoka wapi? Na gharama hii na Kenya hii ambayo tunaishi siku hizi.
aliniambia tu nivumilie, nikijifungua kama pesa zitakuwa atanirudisha shuleni.
When I sought to know if the fathers of the children are around,
najaribu kuangalia mambo haya mmeniletea, hata nikaanza kuwaza mimi ningekufa mama yao wajue, kwa sababu hawalelea, wanakubali kulea watoto au wanalea. Sasa mimi mzee nitakuwa na walelea, nikawa kama mgonjwa tu. Sasa fikira hazikuwa sawa.
Shuleni mimi kweli sina rafiki, niko isolated. Hata kama ni time ya kusavu, hawataki mimi nikiambia mtu tuende kusavu, anakataa. Leo si savu, inabidi naenda kusavu mwenyewe juu ni kama wanaona mimi ni mama kwao, siwezi fiti kutembea na wao. Kweli najutia, I wish tu ningejua. Kama school fees nadai, lakini nakuja nikimwambia nilipie, anasema mimi sina hela, unaweza kaa nyumbani. Yaani mambo tuna vitisho tu, lakini mimi kweli saa hii ninavumilia na nitamaliza shule.
Even after the parents accept the fact that their children are young mothers, stigma and discrimination is all over.
Naomba tu hata nikipata mtu anisaidie, anirudishe shuleni, ili maisha yangu yawe vizuri na mtoto wangu. Saizi nateseka na mtoto wangu. Niko na plani nikisoma nimalize. Nilipenda kazi ya utangazaji sana. Hiyo ndio kazi ninapenda. Na kama sitafanikisha kuwa mtangazaji, hata mwalimu pia kazi ni kazi. Lakini mimi nataka nimalize nione karatasi yangu, na ninajua umuhimu wa kuwa na karatasi.
Huyu mtoto akisaidiwa nami nitajihisi vizuri, na nitajisikia kwamba huo mzigo nimetuliwa mzigo.
Though they regret their decisions, they still have hope and both have ambitions in life. Diana wants to be a journalist, while Josephine wants to be a doctor.
Nimemsamea kwa sababu mimi huendaka kanisani, lakini kitu kikubwa kuna somo ambaye anasema tusamee wanaotukosea.
Naomba kuambia wasichana wasijiingize kwa mapenzi wakiwa watoto. Saizi najutia. Ingelikuwa saizi ningelienda form 2, lakini nimepoteza mwaka mmoja kabla sijaenda shuleni. Enyewe ninajutia. Laiti ningelijua ningetumia muda wangu vizuri. Nilikuwa nadanganya wazazi, kumbe nilikuwa najidanganya mimi. Baada nimetoka hapo, nimeona maisha ni magumu. Marafiki nilikuwa nao wamenitenga. Sina mtu nyumbani, hata nikitembea ninatoka shuleni kuna majamaa walevi wanasema sasa kama mama unafuata nini shuleni, si ukao unyonyesha mtoto. Changamoto napitia nazo ni nyingi ukweli.
According to UNFPA, 1 in developing countries is married before attaining 18 years, and 1 in 9 is married before turning 15 years. If nothing will be done to change the cultural trends in this area, an estimated 70 million will be married as children over the next 5 years globally.
Tunaomba serikali kama kweli inaweza kutusaidia kama Wakuria kulingana na hizi mimba za mapema, na hata FGM wanaweza kutusaidia tuweze kusaidia watoto wetu wa kike wakaweze kusoma ili wakaweze kujisaidia kwa siku zao za maisha yao. Unapata mtoto mdogo tu hata wa 10 years kutoka Kuria, yeye ameshazaa mtoto, na huyo mtoto anaitwa tu ni mtoto na yeye ni mtoto.
Wakati mwingine serikali inakaa mbali na sisi. Wanasema tu kwamba watatupa msaada, lakini inafika wakati mwingine wanakaa kando. Pia vile pia ningependa kuambia serikali yetu ya county ya kwamba lazima wahakikisha kwamba wanaweka sheria, ile policy ambayo inahakikisha kwamba wamejenga sehemu ya kuhifadhi wasichana. Kunapotokea ripoti kama hizi ama vitu kama hizi ambazo tunakumbana nazo, tunapata fursa ya kuwapeleka ama kuwarifa waende pale.
Now, this is Kubintu Village, West Kuria Sub-County, Migori County, a place where reports indicate that every week 3 girls get pregnant. Those are girls under 18. Now, the experts from this area who are trained to make sure that FGM and unplanned pregnancies are not in this area, they are being stigmatized, with young girls getting into early marriages and unplanned pregnancies. The question is, will this really end? For Ebru TV, I'm Ode Francis.
Well, Ode Francis, thank you for that piece, and we do hope relevant authorities take up action. Now, still in the health sector, the unique nature of HIV has made it difficult to come up with a vaccine against it. This is according to the director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, Dr. Anthony Fauci, who notes that despite sustained suppression of HIV replication by the antiretroviral therapies, ARTs, the persistent off-reservice carrying replication-competent HIV is a major reason for the inability to eradicate the virus in infected individuals. Winnie Lubembe had a sit-down with him and files the following.
Over the past 2 decades, advances in the treatment of HIV infection have led to dramatic improvements in health outcomes of infected individuals receiving antiretroviral therapy. However, with diverse strains of HIV circulating the globe, formulating a preventive vaccine for HIV-1 infection has proved elusive for investigators. Dr. Anthony Fauci, who has been hands-on on HIV vaccine research, admits that unlike other types of viruses that researchers have developed vaccines, the body has not been able to develop an immune response for HIV.
When you're making vaccines against other viruses, the general rule is to try and mimic natural infection without hurting the individual. The one thing you do not want to do with HIV is to mimic natural infection. So we have to figure out a way to get the body to make a better response against the vaccine than it would make against natural infection with HIV.
An ongoing Phase 2A ASCENT study demonstrates that 2 investigational mosaic-based prophylactic vaccines regimens intended to prevent HIV-1 infection induced high immune responses against a broad range of virus strains.
We are making progress towards a vaccine, but it is going to be a very formidable task to do that. I think we will be able to do it. I don't think we'll ever get a 97% effective vaccine the way we have with measles and with polio, but I believe a vaccine that maybe is 55–60% effective, together with non-vaccine preventive measures, would allow us to contain the epidemic and bring it to an end.
Dr. Fauci, however, is confident that we have the tools to end the epidemic. The only remaining challenge is implementation, particularly access, especially in developing countries. Now, with multiple efficacy stage vaccine studies underway, new vaccine concepts progressing in the pipeline, and the end goal of an effective vaccine regimen against HIV closer than ever, the HIV vaccine research and development field faces the urgent need to prepare to build on this and future trial results. Winnie Lubembe for Ebru TV.
Now, elsewhere, many Kenyans face challenges in getting their pensions upon retirement. According to experts, most Kenyans and companies join unregulated schemes, leading to the loss of their money.
Kenyans have been urged to save their money with the right and regulated pension schemes. Experts say many Kenyans lose their savings after joining schemes which are not registered.
We know that generally people retire at the age of 60. So as you approach your retirement, the scheme should be making arrangements that when you exit, you can access your benefits as per law. You need to start accessing your benefits unless you defer them yourselves.
Lack of awareness has been the main cause of Kenyans not getting proper guidance on which schemes to join and earn their pension in good time when they retire.
You will enjoy no tax deductions on your benefits. So it becomes, when you are contributing, it is tax-free. The income when coming from investments of your savings is tax-free, and at the payout phase beyond 65 years, you also access your benefits tax-free.
Pension scheme is an arrangement by which an employer and an employee pay into a fund that is invested to provide the employee with a pension on retirement.
When you retire, you are expected to get your benefit within the first 30 days. And that is the practice. And there are very little complaints about that. But we are aware of the challenges that the other pension schemes have, and I think they are being addressed by the respective stakeholders.
Officials say the number of Kenyans with a pension plan has declined to 10%, as most Kenyans intend to rely on investments such as property to cater for their financial needs after retirement.
Members can only access their portion of the employee benefits in the pension scheme, while the employer portion is preserved up to early retirement as provided in the rules of the scheme.
A 2018 retirement survey conducted last year by Strathmore University and Annual Pension Scheme, the average income replacement ratio for Kenyans stood at around 30% against a global recommendation of 75%.
Of course, this is driven by the need to increase income replacement ratios as a way of fighting old age poverty in a way that when members retire, they have adequate saving to that they can use to be able to meet their financial obligations at retirement.
However, the pension industry is currently worth 1.2 trillion shillings. Many huge transactions happen every day that run into billions of shillings. Victor Muturi, Ebru TV News.
Now let's go to sports, where indeed this is an unfortunate story where Harambee Stars' hopes of writing history to compete in the African Nation Championship CHAN were cut short by neighbours Taifa Stars, of course, of Tanzania. This is after being handed a 4-1 rout in the penalty shootout. Our very own Davis Beria with the latest.
The much-anticipated match dubbed as East African Derby was here, this time round Harambee Stars of Kenya and Taifa Stars of Tanzania, locking horns in the CHAN second leg qualifier match at Moi Kasarani Stadium.
Manake kichwa ilitoka nje, Mieso pia alitengeza ngoma nzuri sana.
Harambee Stars were looking for nothing better than a win, and here coach Sebastian Minye handed Kariobangi Sharks forward Sydney Lokale his maiden start for the senior team, replacing Enosh Ochieng, who started in the first leg.
Pamoja na Josh Onyango alichukua nyingine akajaza, lakini angalia wafungaji bora wa Kenya jamani.
The two teams played cautiously, especially in the first 25 minutes of Sunday's game, as they tried to avoid conceding. Wivoni Souza nearly broke the deadlock barely a minute into the second half, but he shot from a tight angle, went inches off the target. Tanzania would have gotten the match-winning goal in the dying minutes after John Bosco disposed John Oyemba, but the Simba captain, who had an empty net to tap the ball into, lobbed the ball inches over the bar. After settling for a barren draw within the regulation time, Tanzania won on post-match penalties. Michael Kibwage's spot kick was parried away by Kaseja, while Josh Onyango scarred his kick. Clifton Mieso scored Kenya's lone goal.
Josh Onyango kampigia OCS Kasarani police station. Yule alikuwa anapiga maeneo ya Kayole huko.
Tanzania netted through Ernesto Nyoni, Paul Godfrey, Gadiel Michael and Salimu Amisi. Taifa Stars of Tanzania will now face Sudan in the second and final round of qualifying in the Continental Second Tie Tournament, set to be held in Cameroon in 2020. Reporting for Ebru TV Sports, I'm Davis Mberia.
There's also a next time. Let's head over international-wise, where Manchester United beat AC Milan 5-4 on penalties following their 2-2 draw on Saturday, but failed to win the 2019 International Championship Cup. Ahead of Benfica, United's attention now turns to Sunday's 2019-2020 Premier League opener at home to Chelsea, while Milan will next be in action when they open the Serie A campaign at Udinese on August 25th.
Powerful slap, and that's where he gets the dip. Castillejo, Piontek really gets motoring here. Pereira's in the middle, Rashford going on his own, still Rashford, great run, great defenders, they hate it, he finds the net, and yet lovely through ball looking for Castillejo. Suso, the one on his left if he can, he goes for the curler, from the back, but Matic has lost it. This is a chance for Suso again. Area. There was a warning with that left-footed shot just wide. So left foot, dangerous ball in. Castillejo not with the header. It seems to take another little deflection. Suso's ball in. He took a nick off Lindelof. Martial. Great run. Jesse Lingard has always got a goal in him. Got it. 2-2. Great. Martial with the final pass, and Jesse Lingard just shifts that ball on his left foot. All good strikers do. Hits it low, hard, across the goalkeeper. Sikon Pepe Reina. Oh, that's a great penalty. Bottom corner, Reina. What's it to from Milan? Bonaventura. Again, that is cool, isn't it? All the penalties have been perfect so far. Oh, he got his fingertips to it. Gomez, top corner. Pressure. Doesn't look a panicker, Maldini. Maldini, saved by De Gea. Daniel James wins it for United. It was written, wasn't it? Certainly the last 15 minutes of that game, they were the best side. Maybe the substitutions of AC.
Well, this season promises to be an enticing one. Of course, Manchester City has kicked off the season with a hurrah. Of course, they have won the Community Shield today against Liverpool. Do join us in our subsequent bulletins, of course, at 1, 7 and 9 tomorrow. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.